Here are the top 6 late round wide receivers you won't want to leave your draft without. Sponsored by Circa's Ultimate Fantasy Football Draft Giveaway. I'm going to start out with Cedric Tillman of the Cleveland Browns. Now, remember in 2024, the Browns took a few weeks to trade Amari Cooper. But then once that happened, Tillman took on a starting role in week 7. 3 starts right away off the bat. He averaged 7 catches, 85 yards, a touchdown, and 11 targets. Now, that said, in week 11, he only caught 3 of 8 targets for 47 yards, and then he suffered a concussion in week 11 to end the season. That said, as of now, Joe Flacco's the quarterback, and I can't guarantee that goes forever. But Cedric Tillman, 3rd-round pick, showed excellent player. Clear number 2. I am all in late on Cedric Tillman of the Cleveland Browns. Anthony.
Jim, Marquise Brown is a receiver I'm going to leave drafts with, and it didn't really work out. Obviously, injuries killed the season of Marquise Brown before it even got started. Now, this is going to be a crowded pass catcher room when we factor in Rice, Worthy. Obviously, you have Travis Kelce and Noah Gray still on this roster, but Hollywood Brown, in the 5 games that he played, he had at least 6 targets in 3 of them, and then the other 2, 7 and 8. So there's a connection growing here with Patrick Mahomes. Plus, we have to factor in, we don't know if Rashid Rice is going to be suspended, and he probably will be at some point this season. I don't know how there's any way around it. And if he can stay healthy, I think Marquise Brown could be one of the bigger sleeper wide receivers in fantasy this year.
Let's go next to Marvin Mims of the Denver Broncos. Now, if you remember last year, through week 10, Marvin Mims, complete afterthought. In those 10 games, 11 catches, 69 yards on 19 targets. So an average of 1 catch for 7 yards. That was his average. Week 11 on, completely different story. He had at least 44 yards in 6 of his last 7 games. He scored 6 touchdowns. How did he do it? Sean Payton set him up 2 ways. And Payton had been promising this since Mims was a rookie. He finally cashed in. Bubble screens, well-blocked bubble screens, get him going after the catch. Deep shots, very good on deep shots. That's a lethal combination. They have Cortland Sutton on the other side. This year, they'll have a running in with R.J. Harvey. I think Mims won't see a crazy number of targets, but he should be really efficient on the targets he has, and I think that is a player you want to attack in your drafts. Hey, fantasy football fans, imagine this. Your entire league, 12 of your rowdiest draft day buddies all flying out to Las Vegas for the most insane draft experience of your life. Yep, it's real. Circa Resort and Casino. They're giving you the chance to win the ultimate fantasy football experience giveaway. And that's right, you and your full 12-person league. You get flown out for a 2-night stay at the Circa. It doesn't stop there. Now, I speak from experience about how incredible this is. You'll live it up drafting poolside, private cabana at Stadium Swim. Yeah, that one. The one with the massive screens and the DJ vibes. We're talking limo transportation to and from the airport, a welcome party at the insanely incredible Legacy Club, even your own booth at the world's largest sportsbook. This isn't just a draft. It's a Vegas level memory. You must be 21 or older to enter, so head to circalasvegas.com right now for more info, because if you're going to draft like a champion, only at Circa. Anthony, who's your next player?
My next player, Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed is a really good wide receiver. Big play waiting to happen. Speedy receiver. In fact, 3 seasons in the NFL, averaged over 15.6 yards per catch in all of them, and 2 of which over 17.4. Past 2 seasons, he's averaged over 10.4 PPR points per game. Last year, before the injury, only 6 games, he averaged 13.6. But what I want to bring up from last season, he wasn't just a big play guy who saw 3 or 4 targets a game. He started getting some volume, especially in games with Chris Olave also on the field. Bring in Kellen Moore. I do think Moore is going to scheme plays in favor of Rashid Shaheed. I also believe that even though there's some question marks at quarterback, it's probably going to be Tyler Shuck. Somebody like Kellen Moore, he's going to find a way to get this offense popping. And we also could potentially see Rashid Shaheed lined up all over the formation. Would not shock me whatsoever if we saw him take some plays out of the backfield. So at cost, I think Shaheed's one of the best receivers for the value.
My next player is Jalen Tolbert of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, look, you look at Tolbert's season numbers in 2024, not too exciting. But he only had 2 games with more than 6 targets. So that explains why he only topped 43 yards 3 times. But let's go further. In 3 of the 4 games in which he had at least 6 targets, in 3 of those 4 games, 82 yards or more. The other game, a touchdown. Tolbert is the clear number 2 right now. Now, there's buzz they might sign Amari Cooper. We're not sure how that shakes out. But as of right now, the clear number 2. Dak Prescott's back. Remember, he missed much of last season with an injury. In this offense, Tolbert will be a very high priority late round pick in fantasy drafts. Again, you might need to downgrade him a bit if Dallas brings somebody else in. But right now, wheels up. Anthony, who else you got?
Jim, Wan'Dale Robinson. Last year, we both liked Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm going to go right back in. The draft cost is absolutely perfect. High PPR point floor. Averaged 10.8 PPR points per game last year. Now, last year, he did die down. But I think with all the quarterback issues, it did play a role in why Wan'Dale Robinson couldn't keep up that high floor production. He's going to enter this year probably the second most targeted player outside of Malik Neighbors in this offense. We should see some more quarterback stability from whether it's Russell Wilson, they can go to Jackson Dart. Fantasy-wise, I absolutely hope it's Jameis Winston at some point. But either way, I'm in on Wan'Dale Robinson at cost. Last year, 140 targets, and I could see that happening again.
Those are our top 6 late-round wide receivers you won't want to leave your draft without. Don't forget to enter Circa's ultimate fantasy football draft by going to CircaLasVegas.com.